If you want 2026 to be different, if you want it to be the year where your life feels aligned, purposeful, and stronger than ever before, then there are 10 things you must improve, starting right now. I'm not talking about productivity hacks. I'm not talking about buying a new planner or starting the gym on the 1st of January. I'm talking about the deeper shifts. The ones that actually change your trajectory. The ones that shape the way you lead, the way you show up, and the way people trust you. And if you don't work on these 10 things before 2026 arrives, you'll walk into the new year with the same patterns, the same habits, the same frustrations, and the same results. The first thing you must improve is your clarity of purpose. Most people know what they do. Some people know how they do it. Very few know why. And the difference between those who drift through the year and those who create something meaningful is the clarity of their why. Purpose isn't supposed to shout, it whispers. It's quiet. It's often hidden beneath the noise of expectations, pressure, fear, and comparison. But when you reconnect with your why, when you start making choices that align with it, the entire direction of your life shifts. Don't go into 2026 guessing. Go in knowing what you stand for and why you're doing this in the first place. The second thing you must improve is your discipline of consistency. Not intensity, consistency. It's not the big moments that change your life, it's the small, repeated behaviors. Little habits done daily, micro choices made over and over again. We overestimate what we can do in a month and underestimate what we can transform in a year. If you want meaningful change, don't ask, how hard can I push this week? Ask, what small action can I sustain for the next 12 months? Slow is smooth, smooth becomes fast. Before 2026 arrives, build the discipline to show up even when you don't feel like it. The third thing you must improve is your circle. The people around you shape your direction more than your plans do. If you surround yourself with negativity, you become cautious. If you surround yourself with ambition, you become bold. If you surround yourself with people who settle, you'll settle too. And if you surround yourself with people who grow, you don't even have to try, you will grow. The hard truth is that some relationships are not meant to continue into the next chapter. You don't need to cut people out with anger. You simply need to outgrow the versions of yourself that no longer serve your future. Before 2026, choose your environment intentionally. Energy is contagious, pick wisely. The fourth thing you must improve is your relationship with failure. Most people treat failure like the end. They attach shame to it. They hide it. They avoid risks because they're terrified of losing. But failure is not the opposite of success, it is the path to it. Every person who accomplished anything meaningful has a timeline filled with mistakes, doubts, and wrong turns. Failure is information. Failure is a teacher. Failure reveals what doesn't work so you can find what does. If you want 2026 to be a breakthrough year, improve the way you see failure. When it happens, don't shut down. Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Growth begins with a question. The fifth thing you must improve is your internal dialogue. You talk to yourself more than anyone else talks to you. And for many people, that voice isn't kind, it's critical, doubtful, harsh, impatient. You cannot bully yourself into greatness. You cannot shame yourself into growth. The way you speak to yourself determines the ceiling of your potential. Replace, I can't, with, I'm learning. Replace, I failed, with, I'm improving. Replace, I'm not ready, with, I'm becoming ready. Before 2026, transform the voice in your mind from a critic into a coach. You'll notice your courage rise with it. The sixth thing you must improve is your ability to sit with discomfort. Growth and comfort do not coexist. Everything you want, confidence, resilience, strength, purpose, lives outside your comfort zone. But discomfort is not the enemy, fear of discomfort is. When you avoid discomfort, you avoid growth. When you approach discomfort with curiosity, it becomes fuel. The leaders who move forward are not the ones who feel no fear, they're the ones who walk with it. Before 2026, build the muscle of doing the uncomfortable thing. Send the message, start the project, have the hard conversation. The version of you who succeeds next year is built through the uncomfortable moments you choose today. The seventh thing you must improve is your discipline around distractions. We live in a world designed to capture your attention. Notifications, endless scrolling, comparison, noise, everything is engineered to pull you away from what matters. If you don't learn to control your attention will control you. And if your mind is constantly fragmented, your results will be fragmented too. Before 2026, clean up your digital life. Turn off unnecessary alerts. Protect hours of focus. Create boundaries with technology. Give your mind the space to think, to create, to breathe. Your best ideas will never come from noise. They come from silence. The eighth thing you must improve is your patience. We live in a culture that rewards speed. Everyone wants overnight success, instant results, quick wins, immediate validation. But real impact takes time. Growth takes time. Mastery takes time. The tree that grows slowly grows stronger. The leader who takes time to build a foundation becomes unshakable. When you rush, you weaken your structure. When you slow down, you build something that lasts. Before 2026, develop the patience to play the long game. Trust the process. Water the seeds even when you can't see what's happening beneath the surface. Everything meaningful grows in the dark before it grows in the light. The ninth thing you must improve is your courage to say no. Most people don't have a time problem, they have a boundaries problem. They say yes to everything, every request, every distraction, every demand, until their lives are filled with things that drain them. Every yes is a promise of your time, your energy, your attention. And if you give those away freely, you will enter 2026 exhausted and unfocused. Saying no is not selfish. It's responsible. It protects what matters. It creates room for what you want to build. It guards your purpose from being diluted. Before 2026, become comfortable saying no without guilt. A powerful life is built on intentional choices. The 10th thing you must improve is your understanding of leadership, especially self-leadership. Leadership is not a rank. It is not a title. It is not authority. Leadership is the courage to take responsibility for your actions, your choices, your behaviors, and your growth. Leadership begins with the sentence, if it's to be, it's up to me. You don't need permission to lead your life. You don't need approval to improve. You don't need applause to begin. What you need is the willingness to step forward before you feel ready. To set a standard for yourself and live by it. To treat people with dignity and lead with empathy. To choose integrity even when nobody's watching. Before 2026, elevate the way you lead yourself. Because the way you lead you determines the way you lead others. Now, when you put all 10 of these together, purpose, consistency, circle, failure, inner dialogue, discomfort, distraction, discipline, patience, the courage to say no, and self-leadership, you create something powerful. You create momentum. You create direction. You create a version of yourself that doesn't wait for the new year to change, but changes now so the new year meets you at a higher level. 2026 won't magically transform your life. No year ever does. What transforms your life is who you become before the year arrives. And you are not behind. You are not broken. You are not stuck. You are simply becoming. Becoming stronger. Becoming clearer. Becoming more intentional. Becoming more courageous. Becoming the person you needed 3 years ago, and the person you'll be proud of 3 years from now. Start improving these 10 things today. Not perfectly, not aggressively, just consistently. One shift at a time. One decision at a time. One improvement at a time. And when 2026 arrives, you won't just feel different, you will be different. Because you chose to build the foundation for the life you want, rather than wait for the year to hand it to you. Change doesn't happen on January 1st. It happens now. It happens when you decide you're done repeating the same year over and over again. It happens when you commit to growth. When you choose purpose. When you take responsibility. When you show up. And if you begin today, just today, 2026 won't be another year. It will be the turning point. The moment where everything started to shift. The moment where you stopped drifting and started leading. The moment where you chose to live a life aligned with your why. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the biggest change didn't come from the goals you set. It came from the person you became while pursuing them. That's the real transformation. And it begins right now.